When it comes to Android TV boxes, the choices are weirdly limited, at least ones from brands we recognize. Today in this video, let's take a look at one of the most affordable Android TV boxes out there, the Mi Box S. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech and let's get started. If you do end up liking this video, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. And as always, here's a card to a monthly giveaway, check it out if you haven't yet. Guys, now before we start, we've been seeing a lot of smart TVs pop up. But a lot of people I know, hell, even me personally, I don't have Android TV built in. Okay, it's kind of weird given that this TV right behind me has Android TV built in, but the TV that I use a lot, the View TV, it has access to the Opera Store, which I've never used, and it's a ridiculously slow interface. So instead I use Android TV via HDMI, so I actually use the NVIDIA Shield for that. So what about you? Do you use a smart TV or do you use something like the Fire TV Stick or a Chromecast? Let me know in the comments below. So now if you are someone who doesn't use a smart TV, a dedicated streaming box like the Mi Box S comes in. Why buy a smart TV when you can turn your existing TV smart? So first, let's start with the basics. Build, design, and size. This is quite a compact box. Its overall footprint is smaller than that of most phones today, so it shouldn't be a problem placing it anywhere by your TV. I also like how Xiaomi has built this. As with a lot of Xiaomi products, it looks a bit Apple-esque, Apple TV-esque to be precise. It's got a soft touch finish with the Mi logo on top. The bottom's just plastic. I wish the legs had a rubberized texture for grip. As for I/O, we have a port for power, one for USB 2.0 and a port each for HDMI and audio out. The overall feel is quite minimalistic and I like it. Except for these ports at the back and an LED light to the front, the top, the sides, they're all quite clean, and even the box contents were pretty minimal. Just the box, the remote, HDMI cable and a power adapter. Talking about the remote, let's check that out. Now at first glance, it's quite similar to what we find with Android TVs, especially Xiaomi's own. But this Mi Box S is built for the Western market, one where Xiaomi isn't trying to push their patch wall. So no patch wall button, instead we have an app drawer button. Of course, there are a couple of extra ones too in the form of a button for live TV and another for Netflix. This especially is quite interesting given even the Mi TV priced in India, even ones that come with Android TV, do not have support for Netflix yet. So talking about Netflix, let's talk app support. The Mi Box S is officially an Android TV box, so it basically runs on Android 8 Oreo built for TVs. This means it gets support for the Google Play Store, and we tested out our favorite apps, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, and they were all mostly available. For some reason Amazon Prime wasn't, but we were able to sideload it, no issues, full functionality was available, it ran as it should. The overall user experience here was smooth and fluid, which might surprise you once you look at the specs. This Mi Box S is powered by a quad-core Amlogic chip with 4 Cortex-A53 cores, clocked at 1.5 GHz each to be precise, along with a Mali 450 MP5 GPU and 2 GB of RAM. Now by smartphone standards, it's nothing to write home about. Very basic, right? But for a streaming box, one that doesn't need to worry about heating or battery conservation, it's a little better than it sounds. But even then, this is not a powerhouse. That said, Android TV, unlike Android phones, isn't somewhere where we multitask heavily. So this Amlogic chip felt quite adequate for the tasks it needed to handle. Hell, it even supports playback of 4K HDR content with added support for Dolby Digital audio, meaning on apps that carry content that supports these formats, you will be able to stream and play them back through the Mi TV Box S. However, the Mi Box S isn't really meant for gaming. I mean, it can game, it just isn't built with gaming in mind, unlike something like the NVIDIA Shield. I did test out a few games and as long as they weren't too intense, it ran them quite smoothly. It seems good enough for emulators, so remember this video? You can play most of those games on your TV, and of course since the Mi Box S has Bluetooth support, you should be able to play your favorite retro games with a controller. Or if you're into streaming games from your PC using apps like Moonlight, you'd be able to. Now before we wrap, I want to take a moment to talk about Google Assistant. Google Assistant here can be triggered with the dedicated button that's present on the remote. All you do is just press the button, wait for the assistant to pop up, and then speak to it. This is something I use quite a bit on my Shield, and I'm sure you would too, since it's quite convenient to ask Assistant to search for a YouTube video or play a Netflix show. Oh, I almost forgot, given this is official Android TV, the Mi Box S also has Chromecast built into it. So you can just cast content from your phone to the Mi Box and display it on the larger screen just like you would with a regular Chromecast dongle. Well, everything so far has been great. There might be a couple of things worth keeping in mind. The Mi Box S comes with 8 gigs of internal storage, of which only 5 gigs are available to the end user. And that is par for the course for Android boxes, since there is a USB port you can use to access external hard drives. That said, I really wish they'd gone USB 3.0. There is no Ethernet port, which might be a limitation of the form factor, but for what it's worth, there is support for 5 GHz Wi-Fi. So now back to our original question, how does this Mi Box S fare? I'd say pretty well. Because for the price of $59 or around 4,500 Indian rupees, the Mi Box S is a very compelling product. I really wish they launched this in India without all the patchwork stuff. I really think it would sell very well, because even a Chromecast itself is about 3,400 rupees here. So we are basically getting all that Android TV functionality for a mere 1,100 rupees more. It feels like a no-brainer for me. Now remember, most TV boxes coming out of China, they don't come with Android TV. Hell, even Xiaomi's own TV boxes in China do not. So this Mi Box S, it just seems like a great option. It is much more powerful than something like a Fire TV stick. It's easier to use than streaming via Chromecast, and it is also almost as inexpensive. So there you go, the Mi Box S, one of my favorite Xiaomi products this year. What do you think about it? Would you buy one if it were to launch in India? What do you think would be the right price for it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And with that, I guess it is time I bid you adieu. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, put it down if you didn't, and share it with friends and family if you can, people who don't have smart TVs. Also subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name is Ash, you've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.